I had no conception of, no experience with, and I just didn't know. But I knew what I was feeling, what I was sensing. I knew that there was a tremendous amount of light there. And so I didn't feel it necessary to know all of the answers or to accept everything he said. I just would say, okay, that's interesting, and go on. And I hope you can see and sense the no fear in that. It's like, it's not going to hurt me. It's okay to look at things that we don't understand. It's okay not to know. It really and truly is okay not to know. And I can feel a bunch of people right now really relaxing in the solar plexus. We don't realize that the way we've been driven by the left mind, in the left mind, and to the left mind brain, that we've just felt responsible to know everything. Like we would be stupid if we didn't have the answers. We couldn't have our child ask us a question that we could simply say, well, gee, honey, I don't know, you know, and have a talk about it or not. Something that's important to me, like from the reading of Nisargadatta or something like that, I will actually put it in heart. When he talked about transcending God, I didn't know one way or the other. That was back when I had lost my whole concept of God and of self. That was during the time when I wasn't even using the word I. And that your conversation can get a little stilted and awkward, you know. But I didn't know what either one of those meant. All I knew was that everything that I had previously believed around those two concepts was wrong, or was mostly wrong. And I just knew I was rejecting everything that I knew and understood about it. And so I didn't have anything else to grab onto. And I think that's where a lot of people are finding themselves. You're finding that there's a lot that you can reject now, and you have just an inner knowing. You have something inside of you that it just makes it clear that's not so, that's not right, that, you know, you don't have to know what is right. You can just know that's not right. Or that person doesn't feel like they're coming from light, or I just, you know, I just don't care for that. And so as you trust your intuition more and more of it will flow and it will intensify. But we've got to take those baby steps. We've got to step out in some trust here. And so I'm hoping that the heart sharing that's coming through here will support that in you, so that the more fear we ditch, I mean, that's what's polluting the planet, my friends. If we could wipe out fear in an instant on this planet, I think we'd all ascend instantly or something. I mean, it would raise the frequency so much. That's the way we're manipulated. And the ones, you know, people want to make out this big deal between Archangel Michael and Lucifer, Satan, whatever, you know, between God and the devil and all that kind of thing. And it's a boogeyman kind of story. It's like a scary story. And, you know, if you've enjoyed watching horror films, let me share with you what's happening there. When you get that really scared feeling in your gut, you're being milked for your energy. That energy of yours is being stolen. Okay? And that's the purpose of those kind of things, is to milk the herd of cattle. All right? So, what can I say? You know, if you can't relate to it, table it, set it aside, go on. A person doesn't have to be 100% pure in order to have something to offer. We all have something to offer. And our heart will tell us what to accept and what to reject from another, and what to just not know about. And now, if I don't know, and if it's not important, I don't put it in heart. I just don't know, and mostly I don't care. Okay? You find that there's less and less that you really care about. Your questions start going away. And I know that sounds crazy, but it only sounds crazy to mind. It doesn't sound crazy to you. I mean, come on, if you're God and Goddess, do you think you have questions that you don't know the answers to? I don't think so. Okay, so we've got to, not we've got to, it will help us perhaps to begin by starting to recognize, okay, I'm not just this one lifetime. I've got many, many, many lifetimes. and they're all now. They're all existent right now. And I'm interacting with all of that, in all of that, as all of that. And that is me too. And we need to start getting way bigger than any human thing walking on the planet. I mean, that is, sweethearts, it is so difficult and challenging to stuff our energy into these little tiny forms. I mean, look at the NDE people that they die, and or even look at Jill Bolte Taylor, my stroke of insight on TED Talks, and she tells you what it's like just to be out of your body. And then to look at that body and to think, oh, come on, you've got to be kidding. I'm going to smash this into that? It's really bizarre that got us thinking we're these human forms. And it's very empowering to begin to step out of that. So let's break out of the chrysalis just a bit, and maybe we can love the self and help the self and be gentle with the self by giving mind these little ways to take it stepwise, incrementally, and just start identifying with all the other incarnations that are just as much you as this one is. Okay, you haven't got yourself wholly stuffed into any of them, but those are rays of energy that you're projecting from higher self, and they're all existent now, and whether we know it or not, we're sharing. Time, space, dimensions, densities, these are not limits and limitations to God and Goddess. And so there's a real interaction going there that we've been blinding ourselves to. And sometimes when you're having a deja vu, maybe you've only thought of it in terms of this one lifetime and linear time space, but it ain't necessarily that. It may be another self of you. And so we're integrating. We're becoming whole. I'm liking the concept of the whole I spirit, the Holy Spirit. As we reunite ourselves, as we do, we get bits and parts, pieces of our soul that have been rejected, and they're just waiting to come home. And as we're doing our cleanup and our mop up of all these crazy ideas that we bought into, we're going to get to a point where we're going to realize it was a lark. I mean, what a ride. Think Bill Hicks, my friends. Excellent attitude on that guy. Okay, talk to you later.